Hey, welcome back. My name's Jess. Today, I actually just last minute decided to, what am I trying to say? I randomly decided to paint, or actually to record myself painting, two tiny little landscapes that you'll see in the video. I haven't painted landscapes for a while. I was kind of, to be honest, feeling a little bit stuck and have been really diving into a lot of abstracts lately. Let me see if I can show you. Lots of abstracts, just playing around with colors and slashing things around. Also a little bit of collage. And then I was actually flipping through a couple of paintings of mine, all paintings. If you're ever feeling stuck, just look back at stuff that you really, really like. So I found a painting that I did a while ago, like last year October and last year April, and I was just instantly inspired by the color palette that I did for this, the abstract and looseness of this painting. And I was like, I've got a whole bunch of mini little canvases that I primed on the weekend. You know what, I'm just going to do it. So that's what I decided to do. So yeah, my paintings are loosely inspired off the color palette of those other paintings. Oh, let me show you the colors that I used. So if you know me, you know that I absolutely liked, these are the paints that I'm using. So yeah, System 3 acrylics, Payne's Grey, Raw Umber. I had a really small little Montmartre deep cyan blue, which I really liked, which I felt captured the scene of the painting. One of my favorite colors are also like a burnt sienna. This isn't a burnt sienna, it's a light red oxide, but it's pretty much close. What else? For the whites, I used a Montmartre dimension acrylic. I am running out, so I definitely need some more. Love this stuff. And, also a Daleroni yellow ochre. And then the brushes that you see me use as well are, guys, I really don't care about my brushes. I can paint with the most ratchet brushes, so yeah. To keep things loose and messy, I actually gave myself a challenge to use bigger brushes. Also ones that are spiky and bristly that don't have a lot of control, and in that way I didn't have a lot of control of all the shapes and the lines and the marks, but I kind of like that. So yeah, enjoy. What else do I need to say? Thank you again for clicking on the video. That's really cool. I will probably do a voiceover just trying to explain my process. I was full on locked in mode and I didn't talk at all while I was painting, so. So lately I've been skipping the pencil sketch and going straight in with the paintbrush. Over the years of learning how to paint landscapes, I just realized I get a little bit too stuck or a little bit too rigid with my pencil marks, so I just start straight with the paintbrush. It is a bit of a challenge, but I like how it pushes me to be more confident with my strokes and composition from the start. Thankfully, this particular reference and composition was quite simple, so I literally just had to sketch a couple horizon lines and block out basic shapes. I usually start by blocking in the big shapes first, so in a while you'll see me slowly start doing that. I like starting with the sky just because I know that I can get a bit caught up and precious at the end, so I like to start off with the sky just because it's a nice simple shape to fill in and I can get quite messy, and then I start blocking in the other shapes as well, keeping everything loose. Then I gradually build up the layers, refining as I go. It's quite a slow process, but I really like how it lets the painting come together naturally, sort of feel it out each layer by layer. The reference photo that I'll be using for today's painting, the first painting, is a photo I took in Cape Town when I was visiting back home last year in November. This is Cork Bay Harbour, a really lovely, iconic little spot if you're ever in Cape Town. It's such a gem of a place. And on this particular day, it was quite overcast. And I love overcast days because I find the colors in the sort of like mountain and landscape and area, they all seem to pop, and especially the little boats as well, the little fishing boats and things like that in the harbour. Just loved it. And then also really enjoyed the colour of the ocean. So yeah, took a snapshot of that. For my underpaintings, well, I've tried quite a few different colours in the past, but I just always seem to come back to burnt sienna. It just is such a great colour, and I find that it works best with the landscapes that I love to paint. The warmth blends well with the color palette that I naturally gravitate towards. And I just find that it gives the whole piece a nice depth right from the beginning, and also just having an underpainting really brings the whole painting together and harmonizes the colors. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that. Nice. So after the main color sections have been painted in, you see me now slowly start building up those layers, adjusting colors, adjusting shadows and details. I really like the size brush. I'm such a sucker for a flat brush, flat tip. Slowly working at it, chipping away, adjusting the details, and most of the time I'm working between. So I started off with my big brush for the big shapes, and I think for the most part of this painting was done with my flat tip and my really old little bristle brush that I'm using for the smaller details, and adding a bit of contrast and complementary colors as well with my burnt sienna. You'll also see me use my finger to like smudge things away or blend stuff. I do that, but I don't really think about it. I just, get right in there, blend something away that I don't like, or remove a mark that I don't quite like. I really love acrylics. Acrylics are so forgiving. I have tried painting in oils 3 times. And yeah, I haven't gotten the oil bug yet, but definitely have the acrylic bug. Acrylic is my very happy, safe space, and there's something about painting with acrylics. And I really like sort of like a mix between heavy body and fluid acrylics. As you can see, little tubs there that I've pre-mixed from like a paint tube, and sometimes I'll just mix a little bit of water into those tubs just to make the acrylic a little bit more runny or fluid, but most of the time I'll just keep them in their little tubes, and squeeze out some paint right from the tube. When I'm getting close to the end of a landscape painting, I mostly end with adding a couple adjustments to the sky. So whenever you see me working on the sky, you know it's coming to the end. Yeah, I just like I said in the beginning, I like starting out with the sky and sort of ending with the sky, and feel like that brings the whole piece together. So yeah, that is mini painting number 1 done.
here's the next reference photo for my second painting. I was thinking about what type of reference photos I'm drawn to, like what piques my interest, and most of the time it would be a landscape or an image that looks like it's made with like a limited color palette. I really enjoy simplifying processes, so if I have to think less about what type of colors to mix, then I'm all for that. I really like using limited color palettes, just firstly because I find it challenges me in terms of my color mixing and getting my values correct, and then secondly, I just love the way it looks. Using a limited color palette, there's just something about how all the colors work together. They just complement each other. There's a mother color, which is essentially like a combination or a mix of color that you can pick up in all of the tones or all of the little color mixes on my palette. So if you can see in this video, I think I have literally a blue, Payne's grey, a burnt umber, and my burnt sienna and yellow ochre, and a white. So essentially that's like 5 colors that I used to paint these 2 paintings. Yeah. If I think about it, I really only started enjoying the landscapes that I painted when I started using limited color palettes, just because when I was trying to paint realistically, sort of replicate the natural colors in an image, I just found there was just like too many colors to mix. If you know me, I really struggle with green, like painting good greens. So I naturally am drawn to pictures that are more on the warm side, like autumnal colors, things like that don't have a lot of green in them. But also a benefit from using, for me, that's worked from using a limited color palette would be just how much I grow in terms of my color mixing. I find now that I struggle less about thinking what colors to mix. It just comes quite naturally to me now. I sort of look at the reference image, I look at colors, and I'm like, oh, that's a little bit of that, that's a little bit of this, a little bit more of the white, a little bit more of Payne's grey, or I'm just like, it's almost like a natural flow. So I don't really have to think about color mixing as much as I used to when I first started getting back into my painting. Don't quite know where I'm going with this, but just thought I'd share my thoughts on limited color palettes. Love them, and they're also quite nice to use in a series as well. It's just cool. I think something that I've also thought about is like you can recognize artists' work by their style, but also by the color palettes that they choose. And I think that's something that I'm trying to like lean into a little bit, like figure out like how do I distinguish myself from all the thousands of other artists on the internet. And I thought maybe I can just start by honing down on a color palette that I really love, and hopefully people who like the same colors that I like will start seeing my stuff. Just throwing it out there into the universe. I'm thinking of doing more casual phone clip videos in this style. I'm just gonna stick with my phone and use what I have. Maybe let me know what you found interesting, like about the painting. I'm so new to this, so like please just, let's start a conversation. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for being here.
Hope you enjoy and see you in the next one. Bye!